Hey, this is V Santura from Dark Fortress and Triptychon and also Rootbrain, and you are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Brutally Delicious!
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I'm Bruce.
You sound like Morris the Great. I'm Chris.
Maris the Great, by the way.
Maris the Great. And I'm Chris.
And we've got Dale. Dale, say hello.
Hey, I'm back.
Are you going to stay with us this time? Or are you going to drop out halfway?
Well, we'll see what happens.
You seem so excited, Dale. Is this as glamorous as you thought it was going to be?
Oh, God, it's even more so. Oh, glam all the way.
Well, I don't know if we can top Maris for the day, but we're going to go ahead and get Victor on the line from Dark Fortress, and we'll see what he's got to say.
Victor,
you ready? I'm going to grab him. Let's see.
Grab him.
Yeah, that's a Maris reference right there. That guy was absolutely awesome.
Oh, God.
I don't even know what to say about that guy. All right, here we go. We are adding Victor. Victor!
Yes, hello.
Hey, how are you? I'm Bruce.
I'm Chris.
I got my partner Chris with me, and we've also got a rabid listener, Dale. Say hello, Dale.
Hello, Dale.
Hello, Dale.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very good, and finally we make it happen that we talk.
I know it's been going back and forth. I've had some weird things happen in the last couple of weeks, and I had to cancel, so I apologize. But we're here.
Yeah, shit happens, and at least we are here now. Yeah,
we are here now. You doing okay?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, and you?
Yeah, doing all right. What's the world like over there? Is it just as bad as it is here?
I don't know how it is in the US, but I guess it's probably very similar. I think we are in a global shitty situation at the moment. Yeah. I mean, we are also basically in Bavaria in a kind of lockdown, so we're not allowed or we're not supposed to go out and meet other people unless we live with them. So it's pretty much isolation at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't gotten to the lockdowns yet, but it's getting there. I think they probably should do it. It would stop some of this foolishness of people gathering in big groups. But
yeah, exactly. I mean that is already not happening since a couple of days or weeks. But at least the state of Bavaria is officially in a lockdown since Saturday.
Oh, Bavaria, you got good beer.
Yeah, that's what they say. There are a lot of very good craft breweries in the United States, I have to say, though, and I have a soft spot for IPAs, and you don't really get them in Bavaria.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a better place to be locked down than in Bavaria with Bavarian beer, and you've got those great pretzels over there. You could just hang out.
That is kind of true. I mean, honestly, yesterday I went to do I went shopping and I bought a beer because I thought like, yeah, what am I gonna do? I'm so fucking bored, so I'm gonna have a beer. And I'm not a big beer drinker to be honest. And honestly, I didn't enjoy it. It was just boring. So I thought it's probably gonna be the only beer in quite a while now.
Yeah,
Chris is never bored with beer. In case you don't know.
No.
Okay.
No. If you saw the stash, some people are hoarding toilet paper. I'm hoarding beer.
Yeah, for example, I heard in France they're actually hoarding red wine and condoms. I don't know if that is right, but I think different countries have different priorities, and I think it's better to hoard that stuff than toilet paper.
Yeah, I agree.
Like talking about beer, I live in the St. Louis, Missouri area, and we've been ranked the #1 beer city in the United States.
St. Louis, really? Okay.
Isn't that where like Budweiser and all of them are from too, like the originals?
I live literally about 10 miles from the original Budweiser Anheuser-Busch brewery.
Wow, nice.
Oh, okay.
Well, there we
go. Have you ever had the real Czech Budweiser? That's a good beer.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Didn't
me,
Budweiser get sued by the Czechs for that?
Yes, they did. They probably settled out of court. I don't know if they won or lost or what the deal was, but yes, they did.
Well, obviously both companies still exist, so I guess they found some kind of arrangement for that.
Yeah. Well, we're not here to talk about beer, so let's talk about Dark Fortress for a little bit. What are you guys working on, and what have you been about? Yeah, what are you guys working on, and what have you been up to?
Well, I mean, we've been working on a new album that has been released a couple of weeks ago, but that's kind of obvious to say. Right. Well, and I mean, of course, like recently we haven't been able to work on anything. The thing is, we were supposed to do some release shows starting the day after tomorrow.
Oh, man.
So we've been rehearsing at the end of February and starting to get prepared for those shows, and now of course they are cancelled. That was kind of a disappointment and a setback because we haven't been very active at all when it comes to playing lives. Like the whole last year of 2019, we played on one single festival and that's it. For the rest of the year, we only focused on recording the album, and we put a lot of effort into planning ahead. So we have all these nice shows laid out for 2020, and now it seems that a lot of stuff isn't happening. And now, of course, everyone's hands are tied, and nothing is happening.
Yeah, I was just going to say I actually have 2 concerts that I already have tickets for that have been postponed, and then 2 more that probably will be.
Mm-hmm. Which concerts, if I may ask?
The 2 that have been officially postponed are Nathaniel Rateliff, which is not metal at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he's an artist that I really do love, more of a folk kind of deal. And
sorry, it's just so opposite from Dark Fortress.
Yeah. Well, the other one that's been officially postponed is a local St. Louis area Rush tribute band that was doing a benefit for a cancer ward in a hospital in St. Louis. But the 2 other ones, next week I'm supposed to go see the Reverend Horton Heat.
Mm-hmm.
And then on April 13th, I'm supposed to go see Volbeat and Clutch in Nashville.
Probably also not happening, huh? Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
So, Victor, are you guys thinking about, or have you already thought about ways to bridge this new kind of, I guess, world we're living in and interact with your fans since there's no live shows?
We haven't put that much thought into that. The thing is also that we are not living in one spot. We are kind of spread over half Europe. Our drummer and our vocalist live in the Netherlands, and our keyboarder, he lives in Norway. And the thing is he's also working as light tech, so he was just on tour with Obscura. And the thing is, just when he came home back to Norway, he was put under a quarantine because everybody that was that lives in Norway and was outside of Norway at that time had to go under a quarantine. So I mean, I've noticed that a couple of bands, for example, do shows that they're just streaming.
Yeah,
but that means that the people have to be able to get together to one place, and there is no chance for Dark Fortress to get us at one place at the moment. It would, it's just not possible because of all the travel restrictions. Right. So there's not much that we can really do, to be honest. I mean, at least I'm sitting here and doing some interviews, so showing that we are alive, but we are pretty much limited to that.
I was just listening to the new track. I don't know how to say it. Pali Aike. Yeah. Sorry. I'm when it comes to other languages, I'm
Canadian.
I'm Canadian. Yeah, I'm totally.
Okay.
But I found it that you guys are really bridging, and I know that you've done this for a while, but you really bridge the melodic and the heavy together in a really, really kind of like, it almost reminded me of like a modern Sabbath with more aggressive vocals.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it's that's of course one of our things that we try to combine the heaviness and the rawness with some certain melodic aspects, and yeah, good to hear that we succeed.
And you guys are coming up on like 24 years as a band, now. So
actually, like. Officially, it's even 26 because the band officially started in 1994.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we are turning 26 this year, even though, I mean, the thing is, the band was founded by Aswarger, our second guitar player, and he's the only remaining guy from that era. But nevertheless, still, like our drummer and me, we are in the band since early 2001, so it's also 19 years now.
How are you?
That's a long time.
If we go back a few months, or when people could actually go see shows, how has your audience changed over the time since you've joined the band?
Oh, well, I mean, the first show we had was somewhere in summer 2001, and of course we were still like a relatively small underground black metal band. I mean, we're still a relatively small underground black metal band, but at least we didn't give any online interviews with US American magazines or podcasts or something at that time, so we had some progress. So how did the crowds change? That's a good question. I don't know if they changed so much, to be honest. I mean, of course, back in the day, we played more in front of typical black metal crowds, and most shows were taking place in Germany, and in Germany, we have a little bit that cliche that a German black metal crowd is that kind of crowd that is just standing there and have their arms in front of their chest and just have a grumpy face and not really showing that they're into it. But sometimes that has been the case in those days, but that's not so much the case anymore. And it's also that we are... Yeah, in the recent years we haven't played many shows, and then we've played on big festivals instead, and that can be amazing, of course. But honestly, I don't know if the crowds itself changed so much.
So are you finding that the crowds are like multi-generational though? Like kids, I mean, parents bringing their kids after this so many length of time?
No, not so much. I think that's actually one of the things that is worrying or bothering me a little bit about the contemporary metal scene. That I'm afraid that it loses a little bit the relevance for kids. I don't see much kids at our concerts, and like generally at metal shows, most people are over 30 or 40 nowadays.
Oh wow!
I don't know if this is the case in the US, but I have the feeling that. Like, for example, I have a nephew, he's 19 years old, and in his age group, I'm worried that there's not so much relevance nowadays for metal bands. I don't know why, but...
Yeah, I know my son is, both of my sons, I've got a 17-year-old and a 23, and they're not, I mean, I brought them up the right way. I thought they were, they were force-fed metal from the beginning, but... neither one of them is a metalhead. The older one likes more of that folky stuff, and the younger one is totally into that electronic dance music. And I always have a hard time they strayed from the path, but nothing I can do about it.
But the thing is also, when I was growing up, not that it was mainly about that, but metal used to be a rebellion or an act of rebellion, and it had some certain danger, and it's not so very rebellious anymore to listen to metal, I have the feeling. And for a lot of for a lot of kids, it's also still I'm not even sure if nowadays the 18, 20 years old are so very much rebellious and try to be super individualistic. I have the feeling that this new generation, they rather try to fit in and kind of have like this unified scene, and it's not so divided into certain scenes anymore.
Interesting. I never really thought of it.
That's my perception, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I never really thought of it that way until you said that. So, and I guess with social media, it's changed the way people kind of get music. Like before, it was you'd go to your friend's house and you'd be like, "Oh, check out this new band," and then you'd be like, "Oh my god, I love it!" Or
when we were kids in the 90s, I don't know, it was not. I mean, for me, it was about the music, but it was one aspect was also that you wanted to be different from the regular people, and I don't know if this is so much the case nowadays. I have the feeling that most kids, they don't want to be different. They are afraid of being different. They just wanna fit in, and maybe that's a reason why extreme metal doesn't have such a big relevance nowadays for this kind of generation.
Yeah, I think you're right. Dale?
Yeah, very well could be. I mean, I remember a few years ago going to see Iron Maiden, and I was in line behind a guy who was taking his daughter to her first ever concert, and it was Iron Maiden. And she was probably about 6 years old.
Yeah, parenting the right way.
Yeah.
But I kind of get that. I think social media maybe has changed how we receive music and perceive everything.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so this is a weird time because you just release a record like a few weeks ago, right?
A few weeks ago. I think it was officially released on 28th of February, but in the United States it got postponed by 2 weeks, at least the physical release, because there was some problem with the CD pressing, so they had to move it by 2 weeks. So I think in the States it's out since 10 days.
Yeah. So
right in the middle of all of this.
Right in the middle of all this. How was that? Must have felt kind of like a gut punch in a way, like.
Well, I mean, at least the release on the 28th of February, it still felt it was right before everything hit and not right in the middle. I mean, now, of course, the release shows, they get all fucked up and everything, but at least the album release and the promotion of the album still got all the proper attention it deserved. And I think also that Century Media did a great job this time. And for example, for the first time in our career, we even made it to the German album charts.
Oh, wow.
Top 40. Yeah, on number 39. That's something that has never happened before. So I think a lot of things actually worked very well for us, and I'm not complaining. And now that this whole shitty situation is happening, that is something that is hitting everybody. That's not an exclusive problem of Dark Fortress.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem that the whole world is facing now, and we are no exception. And maybe it's not even like for the band, what can people do now when they're all sitting at home and are locked out? So you watch some shows on TV. I think probably Netflix is having a good time at the moment.
Yeah.
And probably people just sit on their computers, are on social media and listen to music. So yeah, it's maybe not even the worst timing to have that album out right now, because now people have the time to actually listen to it because there's nothing better to do.
Good point.
Yeah.
Really good point.
But on the flip side, too, I don't know that, and I'm not being Debbie Downer or being negative, I don't know that if you're sitting in a living room full of people, that extreme music is not going to drive everybody else out of the room, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I love it when somebody says, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but
whatever.
That's almost like somebody saying
the inevitable but.
That's almost like someone saying to you, I'm not trying to be rude here, but
shut up. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
Whenever my wife ends a sentence with "but," I run.
Chris, you got anything else?
I don't, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure talking with you.
It has. Dale, you got anything else?
Not at the moment, but I'm sure I'll probably think of 1,000 things in about an hour.
That's the way it always works. So, hold on a second. I got to go back because I consider myself an old school metalhead. I had no idea you were part of Triptychon as well.
Yeah, I kind of got that too. I'm like, really?
Oh, that should be part of your research.
That should have been part of my research. I didn't see that at all.
Yeah. I'm in Triptychon since Triptychon is. I even played live guitar in Celtic Frost in 2007.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, I remember I saw Celtic Frost open up for Typo Negative on Typo Negative's last tour.
Exactly. I played on that tour. That was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
So apparently, I guess we were in the same room.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound creepy at all, Dale.
No. Victor, I would run if I was you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think there's still a whole ocean between us, so it's fine. I think
Yeah, and there's no planes flying, so you should be safe.
Yeah, exactly. At which show have you been, if I may ask?
It was in Sauget, Illinois.
Ah, yeah, I remember that.
At Pops.
Oh, fuck yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I literally live about maybe a 10-minute drive from there.
Yeah, I have I have some good memories, or also some bad memories about that show, to be honest.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to take you away from the Dark Fortress stuff, but when you mentioned it, I had no idea that was a connection.
Wow.
No, yeah.
You know what the problem is? I let Chris do the research for this show, and he dropped the ball.
Oh, please. Please.
Chris is in charge of all the research, and he definitely dropped the ball on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Now you know. And I think that Triptychon is getting enough attention anyways. And
Oh yeah. No,
we are releasing that Requiem in May, and I think there will be a lot of press. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. I know times are difficult, and stay safe and be well, my friend.
You too. Thank you very much for the talk.
No worries. Have a good day. Later.
Have a good day too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.